So I'd like to show some appreciation to a group of people that never really get the credit that they deserve, and that would be nurses. Now, nurses can get overlooked because they may do some little small things or big things, just depending on what they do and depending on the type of nurse they are. But every nurse is very important as far as having the flow of the patients coming in and out, make sure that the medicine's on point, and make sure that the hospitals run nice and smoothly. And they very rarely are appreciated like they deserve. Usually we kind of just look at doctors and ignore the nurses, not realizing that they are just as important, if not more. Doctors couldn't do what they could do if it wasn't for the nurses. And the nurses, they do all the dirty work. Just imagine you're full of your feces and urine, and you're sick and dying, and who comes and cleans you out? And that's just the nurse. Or you're not able to bathe yourself, and then the nurse comes and is able to clean you out too as well. And they do all the things that most people wouldn't do, or for their loved ones sometimes. They would kind of like rely on the nurses to do it. I'm not saying that all people wouldn't do it, but it's something that a job that's very hard to do, and you gotta have a stomach for it, and you gotta really have a passion and love for what they do. Not anybody can just do that. It takes a special person to do all these things. Putting the IV and having to deal with the blood, and just putting the medicine together, make sure everything's really good, make sure the paperwork is fine, and as far as checkout. And nurses have a lot on their plate, man. They have to deal with the patients. When you're in the patient, you're not at your best. I'll tell you that right now. My worst moments are in the hospital bed. It's never really when I'm out of the hospital. It's always when I'm in the hospital, because I'm in pain, I'm impatient, I'm going through whatever I'm going through. And that's not normally how I would act. And so I would unfortunately, kind of sometimes outlash on the nurses, and it's not what I want to do, but because you're in such, at your worst moment. And the nurses, man, they're just so, God bless their heart, they just really are patient with you. They're patient with the patients. They really just realize, all right, they understand the situation you're in, and then they care about you. They really you can see the majority of them really love their job, and they love what they do, and they work long hours, and they do all these things that normal people wouldn't do. And it's a difficult job, and a job that these people really you should really thank your nurse. I wish I could go back and just thank all the nurses I ever had, but unfortunately I can't. This is the best way I can do it right now. If you're a nurse and I was one of your patients, I greatly appreciate what you did for me. I just thank you. You were there at my worst, and you helped me to become my best. And all the nurses that are hearing this, even though if I wasn't your patient, I'm showing you some gratitude and thank you for doing the job that others wouldn't do. It's one of those dirty jobs that are very vital to society, but yet nobody really wants to do it. And you guys do it, even though the pay may not be that great, or whatever the situation may be, may not be great as far as the hours and pay and all that. But you still do it. You do it all the love of your heart. You do it. It's something you want to do with your life. You get satisfaction as far as helping others. And I speak for a lot of patients when we say thank you, because without you, man, the hospital experience would be a lot worse. I have had times where I just sit there and I talk to the nurse, and they just hear me out, and they hear my story, and yeah, they have other patients to manage and things like that, but they take a little bit of time just to hear what I have to say, and tell the doctors what I need, and get all the information that could be essential, and just to help me out. And it's greatly appreciated. And man, I just have love for nurses. They have a special place in my heart, as well as doctors. I'll make a video about doctors later, but for now I just want to talk about the nurses. And you guys all have a special place in my heart. It's just it's a very difficult job, and I just like to say thank all of you guys, and thank you for your hard work. And I know I speak for a lot of patients when we say that you're very greatly underappreciated, but this is the best way I can give thanks to you guys. And I love all you guys at the bottom of my heart, man. You guys are amazing people, and thank you guys for watching this video.